Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. And StandOff 2 has improved so much over the last year, adding many things we needed, like better customization for our controls, better crosshair customization, tons of new maps, and improving on old maps like Province, which is now one of my favorite maps, and of course adding things to make the game more competitive like grenades. But today, guys, we're going to be talking about the things that they should add next to hopefully improve the game and overall make it better, because even though the game is definitely really good, it is still missing a lot of crucial things that can make the game really better. So here's my top 5 things that I think StandOff 2 really needs to add to their game. Now let me know if I'm right or wrong with my list, and also list things you think that really should be added to the game. Hopefully StandOff 2 is watching this and they will listen to you guys and actually go through the comment section. But anyway, guys, the first thing that I really want added to the game is a ranked mode for the fuse. Now in StandOff, there is a huge skill gap in the game. There are really good players who are way better than me. You have noobs who really know how to shoot, and then you have average players kind of like me. And I feel like the game definitely needs a ranked mode. When you go into a lot of games, either I'm sitting here destroying the whole team and I just end up spawn trapping them when it's kind of boring, or I'm sitting there getting destroyed. The game definitely needs a rank mode so we can play against players who are actually on our skill set. And hopefully with this rank mode, I would also like everybody to join at the same time, kind of like what you have in Critical Ops and CSGO. Because a lot of times you start a game, and if your team is too good, everybody just leaves on the other team, and it's like a 4v1 and it gets kind of boring. And also in this rank mode, I would love for you to be able to switch sides. A lot of them, switch sides like throughout the game, because a lot of the maps are CT side, and when you sit there and stay on CT side the whole entire time, you have a huge advantage. So I think you should be able to switch sides after a couple of rounds, just the same way that happens in Critical Ops and CSGO, and instead of just staying on one side. So yes, this game definitely needs a rank mode, and hopefully they can implement those 2 ideas that I said there. Now the next thing I want to see is more weapons. I know there's an update where they just recently added like an MP7 or something, but I would love to see a lot more weapons in the game. There are definitely a lot of holes in the weapon range that they have right now. For example, there are no silenced weapons. I would love to see a silenced pistol similar to like the GSR in Critical Ops or the USP in CSGO, but a silenced weapon would be definitely really cool. Nice silenced pistol. I mean, it would be so crazy trying to get hit one touch with that, and it'll be very satisfying. So I think a silenced weapon would also be really nice. I know we have the M40, but a silenced pistol would be really, really cool. And also maybe a silenced automatic weapon I think will also be really nice. I'd love to see some type of like semi-automatic or burst fire weapon. Pretty much all the weapons we have in the game are full auto. I know some of the pistols are semi-automatic, but you pretty much just hold them down and they act like they're full auto. But a really cool like semi-automatic weapon, like maybe an M14 or a burst fire weapon would be definitely really, really cool. Or maybe just like add a burst fire option for certain guns. That'd be really, really nice. And also lastly, I would love to see some what was it? I had it on this list here. So I have a list right here. I think it's it. No, I want to see an automatic pistol. Yes, an automatic pistol. We do have, I think the pistol with the fastest fire rate is the Glock, but something like it has like a really high fire, like maybe like a Tech 9, which I know is semi-automatic, or like a CZ Auto, just something with a really high fast fire rate. It doesn't have to be automatic, but I think that'll be definitely really fun and overall change up the gameplay for the game. Now, for the next thing I really want in the game, and for a lot of people, you guys probably don't care about this, but if you have a device that supports this, it is crucial. Support for 120 FPS. As gaming starts becoming a lot bigger in mobile, you start seeing a lot more devices that have 120 FPS and 120 Hz refresh rate screens, which are so amazing. If you haven't tried it out, go to your Apple store, try out the new iPad Pros. They feel amazing, and I love playing at 120 FPS on Critical Ops, and I think this game will definitely improve with that. And also, of course, the Razer phone and the Razer phone 2, they also support 120 FPS and they have 120 Hz displays. And of course, the new Asus ROG phone, I think that goes up to what, 90 Hz. So definitely higher FPS support. It is really needed and also make the game a lot more competitive. Now, the next thing I want is armor. This game has no armor. Why doesn't it not have armor? Now, I know technically you have the armor bar right there, but when everybody has armor, that's not really armor. That's just extra XP that pretty much everybody has. But if they actually add armor to the game, it'll make the game a lot different. It really would. For example, normally weapons like the Glock you think are like really bad. That because the Glock tends to have bad armor penetration, but let's say on that pistol round, you actually had to like buy armor for like $800. A lot of people wouldn't buy armor, and that'll make the Glock a really good weapon. Also, the SMGs that are super overpowered, they are ridiculously overpowered. I think if you had added armor to the game, that would definitely help that out. Like for example, let's say, the P90, that thing can spray across the map. Same with the UMP. If they sit there and add armor to the game and make it an actual thing and actually affect weapons a lot more than they have to actually buy, it will definitely help that out, because, you know, normally those SMGs cannot penetrate armor that well, and it'll make you actually want to buy armor. And plus, you also kind of have, it feels like the game needs armor, because you kind of have too much money when you're playing defuse mode all the time. You lose a round and you have enough money to get an AK, and you already have your armor. Like, you pretty much, money is not a huge factor in the game. I think adding armor would definitely lower the amount of money that you have to spend on other things, and overall just make the game a lot more competitive. So yes, I think armor needs to be added to the game, or something you can actually buy, and I think that's just standard for every single person, and make it affect weapons, especially the pistols and the SMGs. Will make the game just overall a lot more competitive. And it kind of brings me to my last point about competitiveness. Balance the weapons. Balance the weapons. There is no way these devs added the P90 to the game not seeing how overpowered that thing is. If you guys are watching the gameplay in the background, you will notice I am sitting here running around with the P90, spraying down people, just spraying them down, literally just spraying them down. I wanted that to be the last clip for a reason, because the P90 is ridiculously overpowered. I'm not even controlling it. I normally don't use the P90. I didn't practice with it. That's my first time in probably a week or two just touching the P90, and I'm just spraying every single person down to the point where I start spawning trapping them. I switch team, because I feel like it's kind of getting unbalanced, so I switch teams, and I start spawn trapping my old team. It's ridiculous. The P90 is ridiculously overpowered. The UMP too. The UMP is the cheapest weapon in the game. It's $1,200. And that thing has a ridiculous amount of range, and it kills extremely fast. Both of the SMGs are just really overpowered in my opinion. I know that's a strong statement, so I definitely want to hear you guys' opinion on that, but for me, those two SMGs, especially for the price, remember, the weapons are supposed to be balanced around the prices. And you know, what's the point of sitting there spending like $3,000? I think it's like $2,700 honestly for the AK, where you can get a UMP for $1,200 and just spray and pray. It's literally spraying and praying. They're overpowered, and they get headshots super easy. It's super crazy. And also, like the M16. I know the M16 is the most expensive automatic weapon, but still, the M16 is kind of overpowered. A slight nerf for that. I know it has a lot of recoil, but still, with that fire rate and the amount of damage it does, it kills super fast. I remember they like maybe lower the headshot multiplier for that, maybe decrease the damage a little bit. I think the recoil is good. It has a lot of recoil, and it makes it really fun and competitive to use, but it's still pretty overpowered, especially that scope. I think the scope actually should be a little decreased a little bit too. If you ever play like scoped weapons in CSGO, you scope with that thing, it is blurry as hell, so I think it should definitely add a little more maybe blur when you're scoping and you're just spraying down, because honestly, realistically, if you had an ACOG sight and on an automatic weapon and you're spraying, you wouldn't be able to see anything. But anyway, guys, there goes my top 5 things that need to be added to StandOff 2. But again, I want to hear your opinion. Maybe make your own list. Let me know if I'm right or wrong about any of the things. But anyway, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you really care, don't forget the subscribe button. Peace, guys.